I just recently shot a video about knowing your numbers, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about sitting down with Jim Houston a few Saturdays ago and going over my numbers. Really preach about how good it is to get further education, network with more people, and constantly be learning. So like I said in the recent video, knowing your numbers is everything. So constantly improving your knowledge of the numbers is even more important if you want to grow your company. So let's get into this. Let's talk about this. This was a really, really fun day. So a very unique set of situations happened that led me to having Jim into our office the other day. And this is something I really didn't expect. I'd always known I wanted to have Jim Houston in to look at our numbers, help us go through numbers, help us better understand our numbers. Numbers have always been something that I have felt very adamantly about, felt very strongly about, that I was really good with, but you're never too good. There's all kinds of things that can humble you out there. You should always be searching for more information. And I can't say enough how Jim is a huge resource to knowing your numbers, knowing why you should be pricing this, the thought process of why it should be this way, why you should be allocating more towards this one sector versus this sector, so on and so forth. It can really bring so much light to you. So shout out to Jim. It was a great experience. So, but the interesting sequence of events, as I mentioned, I knew I was always going to have Jim to our office, and I just didn't know when. But so I was out on a job the other day with somebody that we sub work to, a paver guy here in town. He does awesome work, is a great company. We're talking, and I just showed him a job that we had sold. He says, oh, hey, by the way, I've got a friend over here, and he always has this numbers guy here all the time. He's a huge deal in the industry. He's supposed to be the king of estimating, so on and so forth. And we should all get together, go hang out with him sometime. And I'm like, who I know is the king of the industry? Are you talking about Jim Houston? He's like, yeah, that's exactly who I'm talking about. I'm like, man, that's really cool. What a small world that somebody here hangs out with somebody that I'd always wanted to meet, always wanted to have come work with the company, always consult us on what we're doing, what we need to be doing better, what we need to change. Because here's the deal, even if you're good, there's always little tweaks that someone else can show you. Even if you think you've got a badass way, you should always bring in people that you think are smarter than you, people that are less smart than you, or wherever you think they are, because everybody can add something. And this game is not about knowing it all. It's about learning everything you can as fast as you can and implementing. So learning and then implementing as fast as possible so you can expand your company in a very streamlined, clean way. We said this one time, and then a few weeks after I said, hey, let's get together, have lunch with my friend that has the paver company. He said, that sounds good. And as we're talking about this, he's like, hey, my buddy and Jim are in town. You want to go have to have dinner tonight? I'm like, yeah, let's do it. That sounds awesome. Go out to have dinner, hire him to come the following Saturday to look over all of our numbers. Me and Jim got in, started at 8, finished at about 4:30 in the afternoon, and we did a whole overview of everything we're doing. How I price stuff, some of my spreadsheets and some of my work versus some of his spreadsheets, some of his information, all the knowledge that he's acquired over so many years of really being a staple in the industry. Jim has so much information from production standards for pavers or landscaping or this or that, books on all this information where he's got it all consolidated for you to be able to go out and start rocking and rolling and at least have some baseline numbers. Baselines are everything. If you're starting a company and you don't know, you start with a baseline. Like if I give you numbers, if I give you one of our templates, it's a baseline that then you have to work from because your company could operate slower or faster. You know, you just don't know. So this day we went over everything. We dug into the numbers. We dug into the things that a lot of people don't think about. All those little things of overhead. All of what makes your labor burden what it is. I was happy to know that a lot of my numbers were close. Maybe they needed a little bit of tweaking. But I'd used general standard like guides, like I said, benchmark numbers for a lot of my things. Like if I add a labor burden to what I pay someone, I just added 25%. Luckily, after looking at everything, it was 24.7, so it was right on the money. And in all numbers, my idea is always be just a little bit higher. So if it's 24.5%, round it to 25% and call it good because your cost could fluctuate. Same as if the price being lower was better and you were close, round down, round up, round. I always tell the team, round to the good. So we went through all of these things. We verified some of these different things, break-even rate, cost per hour of overhead. It was really cool to see how he figures that because basically he has a much more in-depth version of kind of some of the things that I do. They gave me more knowledge to be thinking more about budgeting in the future than I already do. And these are the things. Like, I am confident. Sometimes I may even come off as cocky that I know a lot about some of the things I do. And this is one of those areas where numbers numbers I feel so confident in. I felt stupid in everything in school. Math, numbers was the one thing I felt good about. Now don't ask me to do them real fast. I got to do them on a calculator to be good, but I understand the way they go together, why this makes sense, why that works a certain way. And it all makes sense to me in my head. You don't have to be fast to be good at something. You just have to be able to understand it to truly be good. So his knowledge gave me more thought process of some of the things I already did. He gave me some golden nuggets on how to make what we're doing even better. Some of the areas where I was wrong and some of the things that I wasn't even thinking about. We may have not been far off on our numbers, but there's other things that contribute to the whole for budgeting and analysis and moving forward that made us even stronger. So this is a really, really cool day. It was really, really good to get mentorship from him and consult from him on how to do things even better. We learned a lot about what our maintenance team manager, the benchmark, how much she should be managing, when we should be hiring another person, our next key hire, all these different things. It was a super exciting day. So again, thanks to Jim so much. If you're looking to make the numbers in your business better, look up Jim, check him out. If you're wanting a coaching group that is going to allow you to be around people that are big into making sure numbers are better, check out GrowCom. Either way, comment on this if you've heard of Jim. If you haven't heard of Jim, let me know either way. Look into him and tell me where you're at on your numbers. Are you feeling good on your numbers? Are you not feeling good on your numbers? If you're not feeling good on your numbers, business is probably scary. The better you know them, the more confident you can be. I hope you have a great day.